best care. So I've got it as 7 p.m. So the meeting is now starting. So Wednesday the 11th of July. Yeah, cool. Welcome to councillors, members of the public. Meeting's now in session. First item on the agenda is 1. To receive the apologies. I know we've got apologies from
Councillor Romney and Councillor Ireland.
Okay, so looking for a proposer. We can do it both at the same time. Yeah. So proposed by Daniel for both, seconded by Paul. All those in favour? That's unanimous. So that's that out of the way. Declarations of interests. Members are asked to declare any disclosable, pecuniary or any other interests. Anybody got any interest they wish to declare? Martin?
I have a personal interest in the co-option item at number 18.
Co-option?
Yeah, but I will be voting. I won't use this opportunity to...
So are you going to be commenting and voting?
Yes.
Okay, we'll save it till then.
Okay.
Brilliant. Has everybody made sure so they've signed? Can you put that? Make sure that's in the book as well. It's an interest. And also, can everyone make sure they've signed the attendance register, please? So next we've got the minutes. It's to confirm the minutes of the annual meeting of the council held on Wednesday the 13th. Anybody got any comments or observations? Councillor Lucas.
Chairman, this lady that just walked in, and we've got a gentleman. Oh, Chef, thank you.
Yeah. Anybody got any? Looking for a proposer for the minutes. Proposed by Sally Ann, seconded by Daniel, which is fine. All those in favour? Show of hands.
Yes, abstain.
Yeah. So that's everyone except for Anne, who's abstaining.
Martin.
I know that's what I said. Everyone except Anne, who's abstaining.
1 abstention. And thank you.
Chairman's and members' reports. Have we got any? I haven't prepared a report this evening. I have been to a meeting today, but Chairman, I've not done it. Oh, yeah, let's sign that. So while I'm doing this, anybody got any reports I'd like to do?
Is this the point, or do I wait for the working group?
I'd wait for the working group.
Probably wait till the working group as well. Councillors' questions. Any questions been notified to the clerk? No. Item 7 is disregard. Item 6 is the clerk's report. It's for information only. This has been handed out this evening, so you've all got that for information. There's not normally any questions taken. Are there copies of the clerk's report available to the members of the public? If not, then you can pass that one down and they can have that one there. Thank you, Italian. So item 7 is members of the public are invited to address the meeting in accordance with the previous laid down in the standing orders, and what that means for the benefit of the members of the public is that if you wish to comment on anything, it has to be something that's on the current agenda this evening. So you can't talk about Man on the Moon, for instance. Because the police aren't here tonight, are they? Did they do that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And you have up to 3 minutes. So I'm going to look over to the people. So Chris, you want to make a statement or comment?
I do. Can I stand up?
If you care to stand, that would be very kind. It would show respect to the chain. But if you're more comfortable sitting, you're equally considered. And if you can just confirm, which the item you're talking about is, I'm guessing, is going to be neighbourhood plan bit, which is covered in 11.
So, councillors, I hope you appreciate the reading this note. I gives me no pleasure at all, and I've written it down so that I can make sure that I cover all the points that I want to make. When Councillor Brooks was elected to the Oakham Town by the Oakham Town Councillors to be one of their representatives on the Oakham Barleythorpe Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group, I thought that here was a chance.
I'm left reading.
Here was a chance to show that people could work with him if you worked with him in a professional and respectful manner, perhaps like many before me. However, I was wrong. I could put up with this torrent of emails and tried unsuccessfully to get him to send his emails to me and the Deputy Chair rather than flood members' email boxes with his emails. We agreed with Councillor Brooks at a meeting on the 16th of June this course of action. I thought that he would write to us and I would circulate the information.
So why do you copy them in the chairman? No, I don't want this attack in public.
Well, we don't know it's attack. I think
it
it's a
is an
statement.
attack. It started as an attack, and I don't want it.
I just want to see what has to be said.
Okay.
No, I don't want this attack.
Well, go on.
Because
Thank
I
you,
wasn't
Councillor
going to
Lucas.
attack the group tonight. I was going to be professional. This group does not perform in the way it should.
Right.
I don't have access to
I
any
thought-
of the
I thought
documents
that had
or
3
any.
minutes.
Yes, sorry, Chris, you have got 3
Thank you.
minutes. If you'd like
Yeah,
to-
but it shouldn't be.
Oh,
an attack
Councillor
on
Brooks, can you
Councillor when
please
you haven't
desist?
even told
Councillor
me that
Brooks.
you're going to do it.
We
I'm not
agreed
even
with
going to stay in the room and listen
Okay.
to it.
Right.
Because
We
I'm
agreed-
sick of it.
We have agreed with Councillor Brooks at a meeting on the 16th of June, the course of action, which he would like to
You call me back in when he's finished.
Yeah, yes, I will do. Yeah.
And I thought by continuing the dialogue with Councillor Brooks, this behaviour would change. It didn't. Now, an event occurred last week, of which you are all aware, one that has caused me sleepless nights, and when I think about it, an absolute cold sweat. I am, of course, referring to the information that Councillor Brooks circulated purporting to come from the Neighbourhood Plan Google Drive. Rather than raise this concern with me or members of Oakham Town Council, he proceeded to write to an individual whose email address he found and identity found on the Google Drive. In fact, you can think about this next week.
Yeah.
So asking for the reason why their information was on the Oakham Neighbourhood Plan steering Google Drive. I believe this behaviour was totally unacceptable and unprofessional, and as far as I'm concerned, crosses the line. On the 30th of May, Councillor Brooks wrote an email to the steering group members, which included the comment, "I am considering putting a paper to council to abolish the plan." Despite his words of occasional support, maybe this is what he has replied. Our terms of reference state that members of the steering group will work together for the benefit of their community, treat other members of the group with respect and dignity, and allow members of the group to air their views without prejudice or interruption. I find it difficult to identify examples of respect and dignity in Councillor Brooks' emails and verbal comments. The terms of reference go on to state that the steering group may request the resignation of a member if the group considers that the member is not supporting or contributing effectively to the aims and intentions of the group. If a member is a nominee of Oakham Town Council or Oakham Town Partnership, that parent body will be requested to provide a substitute. Since his actions to date show that he is neither supporting nor contributing to the work of the Oakham and Barleythorpe Neighbourhood Plan, we ask Oakham Town Council to remove Councillor Brooks as one of their representatives on the Oakham and Barleythorpe Neighbourhood Plan steering group, and in his place elect a councillor or councillors prepared to work in a positive manner with the steering group to complete the plan and support our work when interacting with Oakham Town Council. Here's a copy of the statement, which has been signed by 5 of the steering group members. Right. And I've also included in that a copy of the terms of reference.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I did know it was 3 minutes 44 seconds, but the reason I was happy for it to go over is because Chris was interrupted a couple of times. Okay, thank you very much for informing the council in this way.
Can I make a comment? Because I have resigned from that, but Chris knows exactly why.
Right, okay. Right, thank you, Chris. Thank you for letting the council know. Accept my apologies initially because I didn't realise things were as bad as they are, but we'll take on board the comments and we'll see what happens next. Well, during the course of the evening. Can that, if I leave that with yourself, Alison, that could be added into the minutes then, I think.
Okay.
I'd like
Right.
a copy of that as well, please, but I didn't want to...
Are you happy for a copy of this to go to Councillor Brooks?
I don't think it was appropriate that I wasn't pre-warned of it. It's absolutely disgusting.
Well, you don't
Right.
get
And
pre-warned
she
what the
knew
council-
because she
Thank you,
winked
Anne.
at him. The woman who calls me a paedophile at work.
Right, what we're going to do is, if any other members of the
Now, don't
public...
go, oh no,
Excuse
I am
me,
sick of the
Councillor
way I'm
Brooks.
being treated by
Councillor
this
Brooks.
council.
Excuse me.
Well, does anyone in this room think it's appropriate that she
Councillor
sits there
Brooks.
winking at him when he comes in, goes to my place of work and calls me a
I
paedophile?
did not.
Councillor Lucas.
I did not
Councillor
hear you.
Lucas.
You were reported by 2 members of staff.
Oh, gosh.
Desist, the pair of
I
you.
did not.
Desist, Councillor Lucas.
Thank you.
Otherwise you will be excluded and you will be excluded. Ridiculous. This is a public meeting. There's
Yeah.
members of the public here and you two adults, or you in particular on this occasion, Councillor Brooks, should refrain
Yes,
from
but
making
as
these
chairman,
comments.
You should not have permitted this attack on me this evening.
It's covered. It's not an attack in actual fact. If you'd have stayed, you'd have
It is
listened.
an
It was an
attack.
account of what actually occurred. So
It's an attack.
anyway, if any other members of the public want to address the council on any matters on the agenda? Okay. Thank you for that. So moving on then to item 8, working groups and steering group strategy, appendix B to follow, to receive written and verbal reports and to approve any expenditure from promotions publicity working groups. Sally-Ann, have we got anything this evening? Oh, right, okay. And have we got anything from the Christmas working group?
I think
That'll be later on.
That will be coming in the Christmas lights bit, won't it?
Yes.
So we don't. So there's no actual reports there then.
Oh, actually, sorry. Did you want to still speak, Martin?
I did. Yes.
Sorry, the reason I took it off the agenda is because you said there wasn't any report.
But
But-
there is, and
but-
it's become more
But,
significant.
yeah, I think we can include it, okay? Because it is
Yeah.
a working group.
So this is under 8. Which working group is it?
The neighbourhood plan
Oh, right,
and
okay.
also the finance.
So you want to address the council on a report? Peely Boots, thank
Two
you.
reports, verbal. As the council are aware, I was elected as one of the members with Councillor Skipworth to go on to the neighbourhood plan because nobody else wants to do it. Since being on the group, I've asked for documents via Google Drive, and I've been told that I was only given access to a few for various reasons. Whilst on the group, I've observed that the limited number of people, 2 of the meetings we were asked to encourage new members. Jasmine Hopkins, who was a councillor at this council and part of that group once, has indicated to me that she wants to go back. The chairman has said he's not going to contact her. I can get the email printed off now because she has not shown an interest to him. Sorry, the group does not follow its terms of reference. I asked very politely to Chris, could I attend meetings with him? And I've been basically told I can't go and meet the consultants, which I always forget their name, open plan, because they're coming to our meeting at the end of the month. We haven't met for over a month. It's, to me, the plan is being led by 2 people. That's it.
Okay.
And-
I think
and
this is still a report, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The plan
This
is
isn't
being led.
this is not an
It is
attack
our
on the neighbourhood
working
plan, is it?
group. Our working group, and I'm sorry to say
Yeah.
it, but this council has caused this problem that we have, which now I'm being blamed for. This plan has been in the making for nearly 3 years. It's one of the longest for a small town. We are nowhere near completion. We don't know what it's going to cost us. We will find out, hopefully after the meeting, what the additional costs to what would be. We're told it might not be more than a couple of thousand or what. It's just a guess at the moment. But I am not going to be treated in this way by saying I am at fault. Another member has resigned, but she'll probably be cowardly and say why. She won't say why. And that's no disrespect to you, because that's what happens all the time. People will not stand up like I do and say that that working group, which is a working group of this council, I am sick and tired of being told by the chairman it is not a working group of the council and that we have no control of it. It is our plan. I have read the terms of reference. It says it's our plan, but led by the community. There are supposed to
You've
be
got another minute. So.
there's supposed to be 15 members on it. If I remember right, there's 8. The steering group's terms of reference say that a councillor and the chairman should meet new people. They're already communicating with a new person who I haven't met, and Anne hasn't met when she was on the group. So please don't attack me and say that I'm doing wrong. It's been let by this council to get totally out of control. Chris will probably disagree. But I could not tell any member of the public, let alone the council, really what stage this plan is really at, apart from the fact that all I can see is that they spend all this time communicating with each other, treating me in the same way this council does. We don't want you to copy people in, but for some reason they copy the chairman in, But I'm not allowed to CC members of a working group.
We're over 3 minutes, Martin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
That's right.
I'm not happy with the group. And then, to be honest, if after the next meeting, because you know, Dave Romney, if he was here, said that we are not going to have this situation this year where I am just kicked around like a football and taken off groups. They don't like it because I've gone there and found out we are basically spending money and it is taking ages. The man from Rutland County Council...
I'm waiting for Councillor Brooks to finish. You're at 3:40.
Yeah, that's fine. The man from
Thank
Rutland
you.
County Council, who's now gone, said they do not listen to his advice.
Right, thank you.
And that's what I will finish on that.
Good.
And I'm not blaming Chris, it's the group, which I don't really know what the group does at the
Yeah,
moment.
you've said this. You
We
don't
have-
keep repeating it. Please conclude and sit down so
They
that
tell
somebody
us
else can say something.
publicly, yeah, I need to do the finance work, but let me finish because it's heated and then I can calm for the rest of the meeting, please,
Can I make
Chairman.
some comments?
Well, wait, let's wait till Councillor Brooks gives us an opportunity.
Yeah, can I just, but you know, we get told that there are, I believe it was 12 working groups in a presentation at Rutland County Council's Task and Finish group. I asked in the next meeting how many are there, and I'm told there's 6. What are those groups?
Right.
What are they
Right,
doing?
well, this is now not... Now
But
you're doing...
that's my
Right,
finish.
thank you.
No,
Thank-
that's the
right.
problem. You don't know what is
Right,
going
can you move
on.
on?
Well, I would move on, but these councillors won't be quiet and listen to the chairman.
And
Martin, can you sit down, please, now?
But can I just do the finance one
No,
quickly?
but I want to comment on something you said.
No, but this is
Thank
to
you.
give the report, and then I'll sit down. If I can just give the finance.
Sure.
Unless if people
This
are
is
having a
finance.
bash, you know, I will be. He's unfair. He's not here. He sent me an email and he asked me to do all the work while he's on holiday. As far as I'm
David.
concerned, that's not a group, and nothing is being done. I've asked the clerk this evening if we can meet with the internal auditor. I'd like to thank the clerk
And she
today.
said yes.
Yes, I'd like to thank the clerk again today for her help and assure the council that when we come to doing the accounts that everything is fine. But I can't give you that same assurance for the neighbourhood plan. So,
Thank you. Right. Have you got a report to make? Because we don't normally do challenging
to
on...
answer some of the things that
Well,
you said.
no. It was a report. I mean, if it's going to be cause an argument, then I don't really want it to be addressed. If it's just going to be about picking faults in what Councillor Brooks has said, then that is not what we're meant to be doing at these reports. They're meant to be for information only. If there's something which you said which you feel is incorrect, then you can bring that to the attention of the council.
Right. I resigned in the proper way. Chris knew exactly the reasons why, and I also told Adam. But that person that you were referring to, when I was away on holiday, which you knew because I told you each of the 6 times that you sent me emails, you wanted me to take her to the meeting. I hadn't got a clue who she was, I didn't know who she was, I didn't know where she lived or anything else. And I was just left stranded, and obviously after I didn't take her, you then blame Chris. And I've still got those emails as well.
I still have them, and actually your email messages concern me because you said that if I had to Google the words, you being an English teacher.
No,
Right.
I was putting you in danger.
Right. Let's
Council is crazy.
Thank you. Right.
That's not true.
We're going to move on. Well, there's a lot of
message.
There's a lot of things that are said that aren't true in this chamber apparently, but I don't believe it myself. Right, thank you for those comprehensive reports. It has been requested normally that reports are written so that they can be given to the clerk, because otherwise it's very difficult. But moving on, we're moving on to item 9, which is statement of accounts. To decide whether to approve the statement of accounts on the 30th of June, and people to consider the budget accordingly. This is nothing to do with football.
Oh.
No, it's just that my daughter had a problem with her oven, and I gave her some advice, and she's just confirmed that it's all
But it is 1-0 though to England.
Is it? Didn't say that in my phone. And my daughter's oven is working, so there you go.
Make sure you don't get them mixed up.
Just happens it was an oven from Czechoslovakia or something. Anyway, statement of accounts. If anybody got any comments or observations on item 9? Otherwise, I'll be looking for a proposal to accept. Joyce.
Can I just ask, on page 2 of Town Council detail income and expenditure, are we up to that?
Income and expect.
Page 2.
I've got the page 2.
I've got page 2.
I've got 2 page 1s.
The last item on the thing.
What does it
Well,
say?
page 2 at the back, yes, I found it now. It's at the back.
Oakham Community Centre.
Oh, hang on.
There, yes.
Oh, yeah. Set, right, yeah.
I go past quite regularly. Do they pay regularly? Have we got the accounts up to date? I don't know. I'm lost.
Right, reading this, the annual budget is down as £9,000. The variance on here, well, by the looks of it, they paid 750 year to date, but I believe in actual fact this form isn't up to date because I think I'd asked this question myself not so long ago, and my understanding is that they paid £4,000, is it? Or
Yeah, they've paid their first quarter, but there was, I think,
they paid quarterly.
Quarterly.
They paid quarterly, and they paid their first quarter.
Yeah,
That got confirmed.
and
That's
also,
what I was
yeah,
asking.
and also, yeah.
I didn't know what this...
And also as well, because we've spent money against the budget, does that make, we've already spent some money on it,
Yes.
but previously, it then accrues, so yes, the first quarter's already gone in.
Right, but it's not
So,
reflected.
yeah, it's not
That's
reflected on the
okay.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't understand that one.
Councillor
Yeah.
Brooks came in today and went through some of the accounts. There were no issues that you identified, were there, Councillor Brooks?
No, I did have one question which I just forgot to ask. I've not been able to find it, might be because I'm going blind and I'm stupid and unprofessional and everything.
Yeah, so you can't find it.
The question is, I've not been able to see anything jumping out of all these little print about the rent coming in from the dance academy.
That's what Councillor Lucas just said.
That's what I'm just-
Well, that on page 2.
I've noticed it and I was going to ask the
Because
question, but I forgot.
because the first quarter went in on last year's budget. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If
Do
it's,
they pay in advance? Or what do they do?
yes, but the first quarter they moved in at the end of last year, so that was before the financial year in April. So that's why
That's
it's,
why I
yeah.
haven't seen it, because I've only been working on the last 2 months and
Yeah.
I was told not to look at anything.
So next month
It'll then reflect.
you'll see a bigger figure there. In
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Thank
All right. So any other questions? I'm looking for somebody to propose the budget is okay. Proposed by Sally Ann, seconded by Daniel. All those in favour of the budget, of the papers, show of hands. That looks like unanimous to me. So thank you very much. Well done. Appointment of a bank signatory is item 10. To appoint a bank signatory for the Melton Building Society. Who's on it at the moment, please, Anne?
The reason Peter, Councillor Ind and
Mine.
you.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Oh,
Councillor Ind and Councillor Romney. Nick Woodley was on it, but because he's resigned, I now need another signatory.
okay. Does anybody want to be a signatory on the Melton Building Society? We need 3.
Yeah.
You want it as well, aren't you? Surely.
I can be, yeah, but I'm not. I need 3 council
Yes,
signatures.
but you're on it as well anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So any councillor prepared to be the signatory on the Melton Building Society?
Sorry?
Signatory on the Melton Building Society?
What is, I mean, how do we take money, is that where this money is stored or is
Yeah.
Yeah. You just authorise,
You just
if there's a
authorise
transfer
it.
of money,
Yeah.
it has to be authorised by 2 councillors.
It's like you do for the Cambridge.
I think Councillor Lucas proposed Councillor Skipworth.
Thank you.
Councillor Skipworth has accepted that. I need a seconder for that.
I'll second it.
Are you happy with that? All those in favour?
Well done, Anne.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could vote for yourself, or are you abstaining?
I'm abstaining.
So that's 6 for Councillor Brooks. Are you abstaining or against?
Sorry, I'm not with it. I don't even
Two
know what they're
abstentions.
voting. I'm just reading this. and
Okay,
it's just-
right, okay.
They don't even tell
Anyway,
me.
so it's going to be
So I
6-2.
think just...
Anne.
You voted for me.
it's only signing thing.
So 2 abstentions and 2 for. Okay.
And it's perfect for you because, I mean, I'm signatory on the other accounts. No, because like,
Well, I signed things as well.
you know, you did the checkbook, that's why it'd be perfect. So, yes, Councillor Skipworth. Thank you, Councillor Skipworth.
Thank you.
Your service is noted and invaluable to the council. I'll get you a leaflet. I'll get you a certificate.
Don't you laugh, I'll get you that.
14. Item 11 then is representatives on outside bodies. This is to appoint members to the currently vacant positions. Now then, we've got there's one thing I'd like to point out here, by the way. Number 3, the St George Barracks Development Committee. That hasn't been formed yet, but what it is, I'm getting ahead of the game because I believe they are going to be forming a committee, or they want to do, and they'll want a representative from parish council. So that hasn't been formalised and hasn't actually met properly yet. I went to the first meeting purely because they were looking at sounding it out. So at the moment, we can appoint somebody, and when that committee gets formed, then we'll have like somebody in storage, shall we say.
I have got an email from through yesterday.
Have you?
Yeah,
Right, oh, right,
yesterday,
okay, cool. So if we go these through order then, we'll go Oakham Town Task and Finish Group. It was Nick, and Nick obviously resigned. And
I was the reserve for August.
you were the reserve.
For August.
Right. Are you still the reserve?
No, I've resigned.
Oh, you've resigned. Okay. Does anybody want to be on the Oakham Task and Finish Group?
I think
as a
we're
rep?
No, I'm not going on it.
Anybody else want to go on it? Anybody? It's pretty straightforward. It's only running till Joy. It's only running till we've got about 3 more meetings left on it, haven't they?
Oh, it's a bit more than that, but there's
Right.
quite a lot of work to do.
Right. So Martin wants to nominate someone.
No, I don't want to nominate myself. I just want to comment because obviously my behaviour is an issue. I just feel that this man treats me like a school kid.
Is that
Excuse me.
is that relevant to this item?
It does because
Are
but the
you
whole
yourself forward?
no.
I propose
Right.
Daniel.
Well, I'd like to make a comment on the agenda item because I get told things about this group because I've been working and I have to limit myself to what I can do. I don't actually know what's going on.
It's
But-
Oakham Town Task and...
I know.
Right. Okay. Thank you,
But-
Councillor Lucas.
But I
That's,
think it's important that somebody from this council is actually on the group.
well, there was. It was your mate, Councillor.
I don't think you should use the words "my mate." Councillor Woodley was on it.
Yeah, you're right. It's
I
your
think
mate,
it's
Mr. Woodley.
inappropriate.
Mr.
Say
I propose
Woodley.
Daniel.
No, sorry, I'm speaking.
You're always speaking, Martin. We've asked for people to be proposed, and I'm proposing
Yeah,
somebody.
we're allowed to comment on an agenda.
Yeah, but can you get to the point?
Well, if I wasn't constantly interrupted.
No, because you never do. Get to the point, please. Come on.
So basically, I think it's important we do. But reports back that I've had is that the group isn't actually doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Okay. Well, we don't know that because we've had no reports come through.
So I would have liked to have gone on it, but I don't want to go on a group that's not working.
Right. Okay.
I
Right. No.
propose Daniel.
Right. Okay.
And I second that.
Hang on a minute. Maybe Daniel, because Daniel wanted to make a comment. Daniel, were
He
you
was
going
going to
to?
propose himself.
I'll happily propose myself. I don't know
Yeah,
exactly what's going on, but
Well,
I'm looking forward to working with you and finding out exactly what's going on.
Mrs. Clough, George Clough over here. She knows. She'll control you.
Well, it's pretty
Not
big,
now,
isn't
she
it?
can't, but she can do. Right, so in actual, I'll take it that it was proposed by Councillor Skipworth and seconded by Councillor Lucas. All those in favour of Councillor Daniel Bottomley, show of hands. You can vote for yourself. That's unanimous. Well done. I don't think we should struggle to find a seconder at the moment or a backup because I'm sure you'll be able to. And can we make sure that Councillor Bottomley has forwarded any documents we have had from any ex-councillors that sent anything in? Because I don't remember having
I
seen anything.
haven't got anything.
Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group. So at the moment we have got Councillor Brooks. Given what's been said this morning, obviously the steering group has asked if the council. Yes, they have asked pretty much. I think that the council appoint somebody else and do not have Councillor Brooks as their representative. Has anybody got any comments or observations they want to make on
I
this?
believe it says on there that it's my decision from what I'd speak back with.
Right, thanks. I was addressing the council.
I've been to one meeting.
Councillor Brooks,
I've
thank
been
you.
to one
You-
meeting
Councillor Brooks, thank you.
How they can judge
Right,
my behaviour.
right. Has anybody got any comments or observations? The
And
group.
they're the people who are in breach of the new data
The,
protection law by having a Google Drive with people's personal details available for anyone
Right,
to
has
see.
anybody got any comments or observations they want to make in regard to this?
What are you asking us, Chairman? I can't hear you.
The neighbourhood plan have asked if Councillor Brooks has been taken off the group and we have somebody else put on it.
And how many do we want on this now?
Ideally we need 2 on it. At the moment we only have 1 on it, which is Councillor Brooks. They've asked that he is taken off it, for him to come off it
So
with...
are we voting on
Do
the,
you think we should
on
vote?
Council Brooks not?
Yes, we
I
do.
don't know where.
Basically what it is that it would need a proposal that Councillor Brooks does not represent the council on that neighbourhood
That can't
plan.
happen tonight, it'll have to be an agenda. item.
No, it doesn't actually.
Because it's
No,
on here.
it's on here.
No, that's to put people,
No.
not remove.
Well-
You said I
well-
couldn't do that with the check.
Councillor Brooks, you did the very same thing at the annual general meeting with Councillor Michael Haley at the time.
Well, I
So,
just
a proposal that Councillor Brooks... Paul?
Yeah, had a bit of a change of mind. I would like to propose myself to join the neighbourhood plan. I would need to be brought up to date, perhaps maybe formally. With
I'll
the-
second that.
okay.
I'll second it.
So I've got a proposal from Paul who's happy to go on the group.
Either as the only or the second.
Right, okay, so let's deal with that then now.
I'll
So
second.
proposed by Paul Buxton, I think it's been seconded by Anne Skipworth.
Thank you.
All those in favour of Councillor Buxton? That's unanimous.
You had a hand
What
up.
are we voting?
Voting that Paul's going on.
It would be nice if they did get
Yeah.
up to speed.
So that's it. Right, do we
I
want...
don't hear what you're
Yeah,
saying.
thank you,
Second.
Councillor Brooks. So do we want another person to go on the group?
Why?
Because the group have requested that Councillor Brooks
Terms
comes
of
off it.
reference.
So from the chair, I'm going to do what we did at the AGM and make the proposal that Councillor Brooks does not represent the Town Council on the Neighbourhood Plan Steering Group. That's a proposal from the chair.
And I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Lucas. All those in favour, please have a show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5, 4. All those against, show of hands. All those abstaining, 3. So that means Councillor Brooks, that's carried. So Councillor Brooks is no longer in the group. We need to know.
Chris,
We need to have a second representative to go on the
I
group.
can't hear.
And I'm
We
going
need
to publish all the...
Councillor Brooks.
I don't care, I'm going to publish all the personal data.
Councillor Brooks, can you
Get
desist,
home and
please?
Get that removed before I do, because you're in breach of the new data protection law.
I think making public threats, Councillor Brooks, is not helpful at this
Because
time.
what you've done is...
Yes,
It's
it's all recorded on here as well, Chris, don't worry.
It's
Right,
funny.
so
It's disgusting.
to make sure that we do have 2 people on the group and to make sure there's continuity and that Paul's not on his own, I'll...
No, there are.
You've got other commitments as
I've
well.
got very personal reasons at the moment. My friend is terminally ill,
Right, okay.
and I have to spend my time.
No, that's fine. Well, what I'll do is I'll put myself forward as the chairman to bring myself up to speed. So Councillor Lowe proposed that he goes on the group, seconded by anybody. Oh, Councillor Sally Ann Wadsworth. All those in favour? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's 7 for. Against? Abstentions? 1 abstention, so that's carried. So that means we've got that covered. Thank you very much, everybody. We've got through that reasonably well. So the third thing is the St George Barrack Development Committee. I was rather hoping Peter Ivey was going to be here this evening because I thought he would be up for this. But I'm looking for anybody that'd be interested in going on the St George Barracks thing. So I'll speak to people as go around the room. Paul, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to propose Daniel, that's before he's accepted this other post.
Oh, right, okay.
He's getting rather busy, but I think he's fairly young, he's got kids, and they're the future, so I think...
Are any of them brickies? Because they'll need them. So
if he survives...
We've got a proposal from Paul for Daniel. Anne, you were going to
I was
propose?
going to propose me, sorry.
Right, we've got
I
Anne
would like to go
Scamworth.
as well, please.
Right,
I
that's
can't
all.
hear.
Yes. Did anybody else say anything down the side? Were you going to say something? No? Right, Martin's proposing himself. So I've got a proposer for Daniel, I've got a proposer for Anne, and I've got a proposal for Martin. I need a seconder for each. Can I have a seconder for Daniel?
Can I second, Daniel?
Yes, so that's seconded by Anne. I need a seconder for Anne, which has been done by Paul, and I need a seconder for Martin, which has been done by Daniel. So, shall we do this where you have 1 vote each, or do you want to do it where, oh no, we have to do it where you vote one vote each first time
Yeah, show of
round,
hands.
and one with the least amount of votes drops out, and then we do the vote again, yeah?
Show of hands.
So it'll be a show of hands. So on the first person, we'll be going Daniel and Anne and Martin. So you've only got 1 vote each here. So all those in favour of Daniel, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3.
Vote for yourself.
Oh, right, 4.
Oh, 4.
Oh, sure, it seems like...
All those for. So those people can't vote now. All those for Anne, show of hands. So don't forget, you can't vote. If you voted for Daniel, you can't vote for. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3. And it's 3. And all those from Martin, show of hands, that's 1. So that means I think that means that Martin drops out. So now it's between Daniel and Anne. So now we do the vote again. This time everybody can now vote again. Show of hands again. If you vote for one, you can't vote for the other. Does everybody understand? Brilliant. So we'll take it in the order of sequence. So I want a show of hands. All those in favour of Daniel, show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. All those in favour of Anne, show of hands. 1, 2, 3. Martin?
Sorry.
Are you voting or are you abstaining or are you
I
watching
voted
football?
for myself. So
Right.
You're
Right, so you're abstaining then on this one, are you?
yeah, like...
Right, okay. So that would be 1, 2. 3. There's 1 abstention, which means that Daniel has it.
Well done.
Get the roads into the roads to get there.
I'll sort the bins out first.
No, they're getting not just the infrastructure there.
Daniel, if you can engage one consultant, I'd propose that.
Yeah.
You can support him on it.
I will support them, yes.
Right, item 12, thank you very much. So far, so good. Any update on the scores, by the way?
No,
They're just looking into it.
Right, okay. Just may as well ask, might we? We all want to get out of town before the cars get vandalised.
Quarter to 9, I will tell you.
Right, item 12 is the outdoor fitness equipment. Hopefully everybody's read the paper. It's pretty straightforward, so I'll open this up to questions and I'll go around the table. I'll start with Anne.
Right. First of all, the actual place where it is. It's on a fairly main road.
Yes.
It's also near roads that have just been, we have agreed to put double yellow lines on those roads.
No, we haven't. We voted that out. School Court Close, we voted out.
Yeah.
We
All right,
voted
that's okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. But even so, I don't think it's in the right place. And I thought that's the first thing. I don't think it's in the right place. And the second reason, is it wood?
Yes, they're made of timber.
That's wood. Because the ones at Rutland Water are really well used, and they're similar things, and they are really sturdy. So I can't understand why you haven't got the same, not us, well, whoever, I don't know who it is actually, I don't know who's proposing it.
I can explain if it helps.
Right.
When you sit down, okay?
Well, shall I finish talking first?
Please.
Right. The metal ones at Rutland Water are far more sturdy. I can see all sorts of things happening to these, like the vandals cutting them down, like they cut down trees.
Woodworm.
Not straight away.
Okay.
But the metal ones would last a lifetime. That's it.
Brilliant. Just to bring everybody up to speed so that you're aware, the town council are not building or creating or paying for these.
No.
The decision has already been made that this style of equipment is going to be put in, and the decision has already been made. All we're making a decision on is that because it is play equipment, very similar to the wooden playing equipment down Willow Crescent, which is sturdy and well used and well liked, all the town council is being asked to make a decision on is that once it's installed, as part of our parish responsibility, which we are and we should be doing, we're being asked, can we do the inspections and in the event, maintain it? And that's all it is, which is why the clerk has put in the figures about how much inspections cost. So that's all it is. So we're not paying for the installation, we will just be maintaining it and making sure the health and safety checks are done,
And insurance.
and insurance. Thank you. Yes, guys. And that's what it is. So yeah.
But that wood goes into the ground so it'll rot.
I know, but that's I know that, but that's not what we're doing. So I appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. Anybody else got any other comments on it? Martin, and then I'll come back to Daniel.
Yes, I know it's small amounts of money, but I'm sorry to say I can't support this because we don't even maintain our own fitness equipment in Princess Avenue. I photographed it and sent it. No, we don't. I've been up there this afternoon and seen the rubber stoppers missing and things, which I sent into the council. We do not maintain the fitness stuff given to us by Flora. And if we can't maintain that, I don't want to take on the risk.
I know.
I don't want to take on the risk of that. You know, this thing is not play equipment. As if you notice in there it says we need to pay extra liability insurance. We don't pay that for our own. Not saying we should or shouldn't, but we don't manage it properly, I'm sorry to say.
Right.
That's why I can't support it.
No, I've got that. Daniel.
Kind of the same, Chairman, but on a lighter perspective, there's only so much we can do with the equipment we've got. And we do, as I have seen and I think everyone else has seen, when things get damaged, by the time the information does get to us, the work goes in and it does get carried out. As long as we can maintain that these things do happen and we can get some sort of formal agreement put in place for a time frame, I don't see any problem with this. We should be putting more stuff around the figures.
Yes, brilliant. Okay, yeah, just to clarify a few points made there. Thank you everybody. Unless there's no other comments, I'm just going to clarify something. Thank you, Councillor Brooks. I know. For the benefit of the members of the public more than anything, the town council does maintain play equipment throughout the town. It's done it gets checked periodically. I think it's every quarter. So we do it every quarter. This play equipment is being installed by a third party, and part of a parish council responsibility is they are encouraged to do their reports, do their annual inspections, which is done quarterly as we said, and if there are issues, then we would pay for it. It's no more complicated than that, really. And where issues have been reported, where items are faulty, like for instance the swings in the park the other week, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were repaired on the Monday morning.
Yeah.
So whereas I hear your comments, Councillor Brooks, I'm sorry, but they're unfounded.
No, you go up there yourself. You live
Don't need to.
there.
I've already been there. Right. So I'm now looking. Yep. Sorry, Councillor Lucas, you want to say something?
I wasn't criticising the player equipment.
Councillor Lucas.
Can I speak or not?
Please.
Thank you. I entirely agree with Daniel. I'm sorry, Daniel, I can't remember his. The problem I have, I know this isn't a toddler play area, but is this the thin end of the wedge? Because we get asked so often by RCC if we'll take over little toddler play areas that the developers have put in, and we've already refused. So they're dotted all over the place. Is this setting a precedence about all these little toddler play areas
they've been given
that
some
we've
money?
been asked
No.
to maintain?
No, this is where some money has been granted for
Yes,
doing
I
this.
know that.
Yeah.
But the developers offloaded the toddler play areas, and they're all over the place.
Okay. The
To
only.
RCC. I just don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to set a precedence that we'll be adopting little bits of toddler play area all over the town. If you see what I mean.
I do totally get you, and to help reassure yourself and other members, currently the town council is responsible for Cuts Close, which we
Yeah.
own and put a lot of money into. We own and maintain Royce's.
Yeah.
We maintain the play equipment at Willow Crescent only, and where we do this sort of thing. And it only costs us this quarterly inspection, which is about £60
Yeah.
a quarter, plus if there are any repairs. And we are looking to have some work done on the gate. When it comes to these, yes, you are right, there are loads of little areas, and for instance, Barleythorpe would be a classic example of where there are some small play areas. They are now maintained by a local sort of plan within the maintenance programme of the Verges, which is done by an outside body. So it's not RCC, it's not us. Hector's Way, there's a little play area
Yes,
there.
right.
That is maintained by another organisation, not the town council. So we
Right.
haven't been burdened with them. This would not set precedents. This is brand new equipment.
That's okay.
It's middle gauge equipment. You are right. What somebody said, that it's not for toddlers. It's actually the next level
Yes.
up. And this is what I probably like about this. So this is
Yeah.
why I think we should, as a town council, we could be criticised for not supporting it.
Yeah.
I think we'd be very criticised
I'll
for
go
not
with
supporting it. Daniel, you want to?
Apropos of this item, can I just ask, who actually deals with Princess Avenue? Is that one of ours or?
Yes, that's Royce's. Yes.
Royce's, that's what
That's
that's
ours,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we've had a proposal from council.
Second.
Where's the money come from? Just can I ask?
Which money?
For the equipment.
It comes out of our.
No, sorry,
Oh,
for what?
the paying of the
It's-
equipment.
there's
the
the
big
companies
budget,
on there, isn't
that's
there?
being paid by somebody else. That's,
I don't know. It's been offered by the Rutland County Council Active Recreation Team have been given some
Yeah.
funding.
Yeah, where from?
I don't
Well,
know
I don't
that.
know.
I don't think we should know.
Why?
Number two.
It's RCC.
it could be from Sports UK. It could be. It's probably some big organisation about doing sports.
Not
Or,
the development person, is it? But
Not-
it's the
no.
houses.
no, it's not S106 money. So it's just some very it's a sugar daddy then. That's what, I don't know. So no, the main thing is that and any maintenance would come out of our recreational budget, which we could afford. So proposed by Daniel, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Lucas. All those in favour? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 for abstention or against, Councillor Brooks? What does that mean, that hand? Right, against. Do you think you could, it's a bit disrespectful sort of messing about with your phone as we're trying to do these things, isn't it?
You do it, and others at Rutland.
Well, I'm checking I'm checking the stop clock on here.
I'm not looking at Brooklyn, I'm trying to find the emails that he sent.
Oh, gosh. Oh, okay, fine. Right, moving on then. So that's, you've got that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's not funny.
Right,
It's
magical.
nice.
Right, item 13 is the Magical Lantern Walk. Has everybody read this?
Yes.
It's pretty straightforward, isn't
What's
it?
this items like?
Can I just...
Anyway, you won't get this
Yep. Councillor Lucas is going to ask a question, and I'll come back to Anne. Councillor Lucas.
Thank you, Chairman. These are not lanterns that will go up in the air and fly out.
Nope, they're walking around.
the problem I have is they've been banned,
Yes.
those lanterns.
That's what I was
No.
going to ask.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
If you can assure the council that they're attached to rods or whatever,
They're
or
not
Humans.
somebody's arm and they're taken away after,
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Thank you.
So
That's-
yes,
That was my question as
yeah,
well.
they're literally lanterns. It's, you know, walking along.
Not paper ones, they're
No.
really metal
Yeah.
sort of.
It'll be permanent fixed to things. Yeah.
Yeah. Proposal.
Yeah. Any other comments or observations? Otherwise, I've got a proposal from Councillor Lucas to accept it, seconded by Councillor Skipworth. All those in favour?
Brilliant
Show of hands.
idea.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you abstaining, Councillor Brooks, or against?
Well, I'll just abstain.
Councillor Brooks has abstained. So that's carried. It's going on because they're using cuts close. If you'd read the paper, it says that.
Yeah, I know, but people can walk through it.
Right.
It's public
Next
footpath.
job.
Personal advice and solutions to authorisation. Have we got a paper on this, by the way?
No, we don't. It just goes on the.
I know I didn't get everything this.
No, we haven't.
I was shortchanged this time. Right. Personal advice and solutions as HR advisor has been advising on HR issues. They've been very good for us this year.
And the price is the same.
Price is the same at £100 a month. We've been
Plus
doing it
VAT.
on plus VAT. We're looking at doing it on 6 monthly contract. So, anybody got any questions? Otherwise, looking for a proposal.
Do we get that back?
We claim that, yes. Proposed by Sally Ann, seconded by Anne. All those in favour, show of hands. One, that's unanimous. Thank you. Now then, the Christmas lights. We've got 2 items which in theory could be exempt. So, thank you. Good night. So, the question here, do we want to exclude press and public on the Christmas lights discussion? So you don't, we will be well. It is contract, but it's not a tender. We just got 3 quotes, and the thing is that if you you don't have to if you don't want to. And then also on the co-option, once again, we only put the exemption piece on there because there were red papers where you were expected to read the red papers. Now the public obviously don't have the red papers, so they can't read about the people involved. However, as the chairman, I'd say there's nothing wrong with them being able to hear the decision. But if people want to talk specifically about individuals, then we should ask the public to leave.
Yes.
That's the only thing. So, but we could ask the public to wait in the gallery until we've made the decision. But so that's why we. So I'll take the lead from the councillors on whether we should exclude press and public for the 2 items.
I propose we do.
For both items.
Yes.
I'll second that.
So that's been seconded. All those in
Sorry,
favour?
sorry.
Yeah.
Can you repeat?
Second.
So who's
That both items. Anne proposed it. Jean seconded it.
to
If you
exclude?
want to be called back in once we've made the decision, or will you be? Right, we'll let you know.
No, you gave me this.
Did we do a vote on it?
No, not yet. Can I show of hands? I think there was show of hands. Show of hands.
How can you say I
Show of hands.
shouldn't-
So this is the exemption.
I even had to
1,
buy
2,
bloody
3,
loads of
4,
cups of
5,
coffee to
I can't hear.
6. No, abstaining.
No, against.
So we've got 6 for, and 1 against, and I don't know what Martin's doing.
What's that?
The
Sorry?
exempting press and public.
Well, I would say no, but
So is that against or
That's against.
abstain?
that's again.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 against.
So 2 against.
Yeah, right. So.
Okay, so can we have the filming stuff off then?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. So I wasn't being rude. I just
No.
Yeah.
The only reason I was saying
No, but I'm
against is because
worried.